All right, today we're going to talk about the refinance interview and how to talk to the customer at the time you're getting an opportunity to talk to them about a refinance. And first we're going to talk about some philosophy here. You know, the goal is to, as quickly and efficiently as possible, learn how to process your leads and to process your opportunities for mortgages. And the two key things there is stop working on loans that aren't going to be loans as quickly as possible, and get to know as fast as you possibly can. So we want to do every loan that we can do, and we want to stop working on every loan we can't do as fast as we can. So that's basically two of your key goals when it comes to interviewing a customer about their refinance. And some of the questions that you're going to want to have answers to right off the bat are, just tell me about the loan you have and the reasons you're wanting to refinance. So that's a pretty broad-based question. That's not a yes or no. That's not a one-word answer. You want to, when you ask that question, listen for the key things that the customer's bringing up. In other words, are they looking to do cash out? Are they heard rates were low and they want to see if they should be lower? And then get them to tell you a little bit more about the loan they had. In other words, how long have they had the loan? Did they get it a year ago? Did they get it 5 years ago? Whether or not they purchased the home with the loan that in question. So you need to know that for reasons of, are we doing a cash out loan? It could possibly change the structure. You also want to know how long they've lived in the home. The reason you want to know that question is because they've been there 7 years. That's the average. People stay in home 7 years. How much longer they're going to be in the home is kind of an important part of the discussion. Obviously, what's the current rate and what kind of a loan is it? Is it a fixed or an ARM? Is it a conventional loan? Does it have mortgage insurance? Is it an FHA or is it a VA loan? All questions that are important and should lead you to ask even better questions, more questions. This is the key one. How much longer do they see themselves staying in the home? If it costs $3,000 in fixed closing costs to refinance, the key thing here is how long is it going to take to break even on those closing costs? And that's why you want to get an answer to that. And, I'll ask that customer that question and tell them some of those statistics. Like most people, statistically, you're in your home for 7 to 8 years. You guys have been in your home X number of years. How much longer? And if you can get them to admit that they're going to be there for a year or two, or that this is the last house and they don't see themselves living in it forever, it's going to help you craft the right solution. And then ask again at the end, is there anything else about refinancing that you'd like me to know? Like, yeah, as a matter of fact, we're thinking about finishing the basement in a year. Just anything. There's all kinds of information that you want to understand and take into consideration when you're working on a solution for them. And then the last part, have you given any consideration to changing the loan term? If somebody's been in a 30-year fixed rate for 3 years, getting them another 30-year fixed rate doesn't make a lot of sense. Asking them, it might be the only solution that makes sense for them, but do your job and offer them a way to save some money by bringing up 25-year loans, 20-year loans. If they're 7 years into a 30-year loan, a new 30-year loan is like, torture. Make sure you show those people 20-year and 25-year options. And then to finish out the interview, it's simple. Here's how we work. I get all your information from you now on the phone, your employment, your income, your credit, etc. And then you don't say etc. And then I'll run your credit. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to have you send me the most recent copies of your mortgage statements for any mortgages you carry. It's important to bring any mortgages you carry into the discussion, because if they've got investment properties or second homes or anything like that, you need those mortgage statements. And then you can tell them, once you have that information, I'm going to do a complete analysis to determine what options you may have and how much of a benefit you'll realize by refinancing. And if it makes sense, you'll be able to tell. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you that as well. Okay? And then just what we always teach people, shut up. When you've asked that yes or no question, make sure you shut up. That's the end of part 1 of this. We'll go on to part 2 here in a second.